Papua New Guinea is facing a critical juncture as a confluence of significant financial challenges threatens the nation's economic stability and the implementation of the 2025 budget. According to a statement released by Deputy Opposition Leader and Member for Chuave, James Nomane, the historic budget since 2019, highest borrowing of 39.9 billion kina in 6 years has taken the national debt stock to 65 billion kina, IMF taking over our fiscal policy, and a severe cash flow crisis that has resulted in no payments after first quarter 2025, affecting districts, provinces, departments, and sectors. Deputy Opposition Leader stated that this will inevitably lead to 2025 budget failure as we ignore the truism that money is the lifeblood of progress. Nomane further stated that from the failed 2024 budget, we have over 1 billion kina in floating checks and a total regression in the provinces according to MTDP metrics, the HDI, health, education, and socio-economic indicators. The Prime Minister admitted to New Zealand reporters that 40% of our population are living below the poverty line. Provinces received 30 to 40% of their functional grants in 2024. It is criminal that consecutive budgets have not translated into jobs, world-class social services, safe communities, and business opportunities for our SMEs. After 6 years, the Prime Minister continues to forget that taxpayers provide tax revenue to fund budgets. Rather than commit to excellence in governance, Marape has been focused on using Treasury like his personal tucker box. Today, PNG is over-leveraged and in a protracted cash flow crisis, and the IMF have made PNG debt-dependent whilst diluting our economic sovereignty with their failed one-size-fits-all approach to development. Selective warranting that facilitates pork-barrel politics, crony capitalism, off-budget payments, nil investment, and high deficits is the root cause of the cash flow crisis and the Prime Minister's modus operandi since 2019. This reduces cash reserves, especially when commitments are not budgeted, and the net effect of this cash paucity is a constricted implementation timeframe that stifles development. Mr. Nomane further highlighted that recently the Prime Minister gave 247 million kina road contract to a Minister of State and paid another dubious international company 110 million kina for a 3-kilometer contract. The brazen corruption in these two payments underscores the profound sense of entitlement and indignant righteousness Hon James Marape has towards the country. People are creatures of habit. The Prime Minister's modus operandi facilitates the money grab through the Connect PNG scam and subtly coerces MPs to acquiesce to his whims. The Prime Minister's modus operandi will not change tomorrow, next week, or next year. MPs must simply oust him. Any revenue that trickles in through tax collections or additional debt is used for 3 priority areas: debt repayment, public service salary, and utilities, rent, water, power. This deplorable situation is a consequence of the Prime Minister's insatiable appetite to spend money. This cash flow crisis is detrimental to the country because money makes the world go round, and without it, the country will come to a grinding halt. Possible solutions for this dire situation exist, however, they contradict the modus operandi of this Prime Minister. Tax reforms, removal of the kakistocracy in cabinet, safeguarding the independence of the central bank, reducing debt and spending wisely, investing in agriculture and tourism, promoting provincial autonomy and block grants, and developing effective relationships with bilateral partners are some of the actions that would resolve the cash flow crisis. The sad reality is that any of the above suggestions would be the antithesis of the Marape modus operandi and his mumbo-jumbo manifesto that is riddled with cliché and consistent failures. The outcome has been one big crisis after another: fuel, FX, cost of living, youth bulge, law and order, cash flow, the economy, etc. The grave concern for all MPs should be how funding will not reach districts and provinces in a timely manner as per the 2025 budget. We must all stop pretending that everything is fine. All MPs can confirm the struggles of funding the 2025 budget. With Marape at the helm as Prime Minister, this cash flow crisis will go from bad to worse. The country needs money to function. Yet, the Prime Minister's modus operandi is focused on starving the country of the money it needs. This is counterproductive to development. As national leaders we must heed the call of the people and oust Marape to save PNG in the upcoming vote of no confidence, said Nomane. Mr. Nomane stated that the culture of ignorance and lack of sensitivity from the government regarding issues of national interest is evident in their absence of the Outlook dialogue. East Sepik Governor Alan Bird has publicly criticized the Marape administration, calling for a change in leadership to arrest what he described as a failing central government. Bird said the government's actions have stained the party's reputation. The performance of this government has really tarnished the Pangu brand. It started off with good promises, but the results just haven't matched, said Bird. He raised concerns about the mismanagement of the Connect PNG infrastructure program, alleging political interference in contract distribution. They started with 30 contractors. Now there are 300. Some roads being funded aren't even part of Connect PNG. District roads are receiving hundreds of millions kina in politically convenient handouts, he said. Former Prime Minister and Ayalabupangia MP Peter O'Neill has issued a strong call for leadership change, citing economic mismanagement, deteriorating services, and a national outcry for government accountability as the primary reasons for a vote of no confidence against the Marape government. Speaking during the opposition leaders' press conference today, O'Neill said, "We are now in the 6th year of the Marape government that came with big promises of prosperity. Despite record-high global commodity prices and unprecedented budget revenues, up to 27 billion kina annually, our country is in worse shape than ever." O'Neill criticized the government's handling of public services and economic indicators. Education standards have declined, health services are barely functioning, law and order is collapsing, and youth unemployment is exploding due to lack of opportunities, he stated.